ride. Power to the people we shine, giving fans what they need. Caribbean spirit, let's succeed. Every show with a good deed. Together we plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live.
Right along live. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the Thursday on the ride. Yeah. Mic up. All right, guys. First of all, let me apologize for yesterday, guys. I was so looking forward to yesterday because yesterday I had a really nice guest because it was supposed to be a Battle of the Sexes. Wednesday, we cannot turn it around a bit, but fortunately, I was running kind of late in our meeting, and although I got back to makeshift studio, about a little bit after 6, said, you know what, just gonna take the rest of the day off. All right? Okay, so I'm here today. And today on Thursday, you know what we do, right? Something called the Court of Public Opinion, right? The Court of Public Opinion. I see some of you guys sharing already. Let me invite some of my friends to share. Share. The Court of Public Opinion. Hey, Serafina, how you doing? Big up yourself. Thank you so much for riding on. Share here. Let me share here. Let me share over in this group. This group, that group, that group, that group, that group. Lydia Louisanne, how you doing? Alice Gibson, how you doing? Thank you so much. So today, we are going to do a little flashback on a story that we had about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, about a month ago, right? I don't know if you guys remember that story. It was regarding a police officer who at the time was a bus driver. So he was a bus driver, but he was a police officer. So he picked up a group of passengers and he was making his way onwards. They got some kind of a verbal confrontation on the way there. And long story short to the story was that the bus driver / police officer then arrested one of the female passenger in the front seat. Yeah. So we gave you guys a first update on it, but we have an update today. We have something that you guys should listen to because there have been some major shift, major development in this particular case. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Also, I believe it's a good opportunity for everyone to learn and understand the process. Very important. So that's why we say Thursday is about the Court of Public Opinion. You heard the first side of the story. You heard the other side of the story. Now this is the verdict. All right? Good. Good night to you. Hey, Rachel, how you doing? So that's what I want everybody to do right now. Do me a favor. Go in and click I share. right? Furthermore, bigger than I share, I want you guys to do at followers. Let me find it here as well. Find it here on my page. Find it here on my page. Share it on my page. Hey, Suzanne, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining in. All right, that's there. And at followers. Everybody at followers. Just at followers. At followers for me, guys. At followers. There you go. And you could even pin it on the top of your page too. You could do that. Jackie, how you doing? Nice, nice, nice. Glenda, thank you so much. Okay, guys. Let's go ahead and talk. My next guest is back to give us this update. His name is Mr. Joel Greenidge. Now, Joel Greenidge's mother was a female passenger that was involved in this situation with concerning the bus driver. So, Joel is here to give us an update on this particular story. So, welcome, guys. Hearts, 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 claps, applause for the Joel Greenidge. Mr. Greenidge, how are you? Hold on. I think I mute you. Yeah, Joel, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm hearing you clearly.
Good. Joel, welcome back to the ride, and thanks for coming back and give us this update.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I just want to say a special good evening to your listeners, viewers of the ride. And to everyone who actually, when this incident occurred, came forward and extended their support. And many people would have reached out via call, via Facebook. Many people would have reached out to my mom, sent her a lot of messages and stuff. So I really just want to take this time to say a heartfelt thanks and appreciation from my mom to you.
Right. So, Joel, take us back a bit. For the people who didn't see the first episode of this program, what happened? What initially happened?
Right. So basically, what happened? My mom took a bus in the terminus, en route to Vincent's. When the bus arrived in the terminus, she actually went to the front of the bus. Right. As I indicated to you, my mom, a cancer survivor, she had a major surgery, and basically she needs air, proper airflow whenever she goes into when she goes into the bus. So she said when she came into the bus, she was with someone from the same community. So the person went into the center seat, that is seat closest to the driver, and my mom took the window seat. So she said once she went into the bus and she's settling, she attempted to put down the window, wind down the window. And while winding down the window, she heard, the bus driver speaking, but she did not believe that he was actually talking to her the way, he was actually coming across. So when she really observed that it was actually her he was relating to, she told him, you don't speak to me like that. So he turned and told her, as she indicated to me, that if she wanted to spoil the window, and she would not be able to pay for it, was to that effect. She said the bus left the terminus. And when the bus left the terminus, he continued speaking. So there was exchange of words between both of them. And she was a bit beginning to become a bit uncomfortable, and saw that this, based on his arrogance and how he come across, that the situation was going to escalate. So she told him to drop her just as the bus left the terminus. Well, he did not drop her and proceeded onwards. And she said when the bus reached somewhere in like Berian's, Berian School is on Upper Lucas Street. He used profanity towards her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a bit surprised, but a bit irritated. She responded back to him. He then told her she was under arrest for obscene language. He did told her he was a police officer. He moved from operating as a bus driver to know he's a police officer. And he told her she was arrested, right? He proceeded to make calls to the St. Paul's police station to find out if there was a female police on duty. And when the bus reached the St. Paul's police station, he parked the bus, came out. My mom went to the police station, and it was inside there she was arrested. You know, Junior, I learned something very interesting coming out of this case because when he was asked where he arrested my mom, he said he arrested her in the police station. And
Right.
basically didn't know that you cannot arrest a person in the police station. It's considered to be in, an unlawful arrest.
Well, we're gonna get to what came out of it, but I wanna
Right. So
you
so
gave
she was arrested, and she was charged for obscene language. Right.
right,
After the charge was laid out on her, she was bailed, and we then proceeded to take the matter to CRO. I must say the people there was very professional based on all indication. They did their investigation. Um, they also reached got the witness who was there went to CRO, also gave her statement. My mom also gave her statement, and they proceeded to do their investigation. Right?
right. Okay. All right. So that was your mom's side of the story. The driver at the time had a different take on what transpired. This is what the driver had to say. All right, let me fix that audio there. Stand by, guys. Let me just get this audio back in on the same channel right here. You should be able to hear it now. Okay, so you can hear this right now.
Yes, Alia. Let me clear the air. I was the driver of the bus, and what this woman really to ride along was
Joel, are you hearing the audio?
Yeah, I'm hearing the audio.
Okay, all right, good.
a total different thing what happened on the bus. While the bus they in the terminal, when I come around with the AC on, everything. As you wake up in the evening time, there's a lot of people. As the woman jump in front of the bus, she hand on the window switch. All I tell you, man, nice and calm. I say, why you putting on the window in the bus and the AC on? Um, she say, well, first person I hear a driving bus in Vincent telling me, oh, don't put on the window in the bus. I say, yes, if you spoil the window in the bus, you will not be able to pay for it. So I say, do not touch the window. It's a ride you get. If you have a issue, a medical issue, say driver, I have a medical issue. And I would like you to cut off the AC fan, please. I don't have a problem with that because normally when I leave the terminal, I just stick off the AC. So so we going up, the woman they carrying on, she carrying on, what the flick do you? Eh? Use the first man I come in Vincent's and drive bus and telling me about glass and I can't put on glass and then kind of thing. And I say yes. Do not when you come in the bus, do not put on the glass. You don't have no right to touch the glass. They will the switch because if you spoil it, you cannot pay for it. She think. When she reach when we going up by now, well she asked to drop after we leave the terminal. I tell you, well, you can't drop here now because the police go charge me. So we going up. She quarreling. I say, all I telling you is do not put on the glass. I don't know where this woman come out and babbling about I curse her. I never curse the woman. The woman say, when she keeps saying, what the flick do you? Afterwards, she say, what the fuck do you? So I doing something. I say, I would have to arrest you for making use of obscene language. So I called St. Paul's police station one time while I there on the phone, while we there in the bus going up. When we reach the bus load of people, I come out of the bus, she come out, we go inside. I explain to the sergeant what happened, and the sergeant take my information, and she deal with her. They put her in the cell. She called she son. You already know she son is a drama man like Joel Greenwich, and he and Kem Jones good, and them all them kind of thing and them. So I'll die how come all this thing rigidly. But other than that, I don't cause you man. What making me reach to the point to tell you man she mother cunt? All these people in the bus. Eh? What making me reach to the point to tell you, man, that? I don't understand that up to now. When she reaching the station now, she crying. I say, well, if you're lying in front of the sergeant, I have no reason to ease you up because you trying to put me in trouble. Because you're lying for the sergeant and tell her that the bus load of people pack up. I pack up right where the police van just pack up in St. Paul's. And if I don't know where the police station is in St. Paul's, the bus load of people, nobody don't say nothing. They don't even say, well, officer, if you cause the human, you're wrong. Nobody don't defend the human. What it is like they afraid me. Well, I don't find that making sense. Nobody don't say nothing. Nobody don't defend the human because the human in front of the bus telling a hushy mouth that is a police officer. I don't tell the human nothing wrong. I just raise my voice and I tell her, do not touch the window. Don't touch the window.
Right. So that was the that was the police officer recollection of what happened. That audio was somehow leaked, and we got that audio. He didn't send that audio to us. Again, that audio was leaked somehow, and we received that audio. Now, also, we must apologize for the profanity that used in that clip. I should have done it before, but it came out. All right. But that was the actual the driver recollection to what transpired. Wow. So Joel, shortly after we had this conversation, I think we did 2 episodes at least 1 or 2 episodes of it. What
Right.
happened? What was some of the things that happened before the court date today? What transpired?
Yeah. So well, as I said, my mom was bailed, and the following day we collected the charge sheet, and she went to CRO and launched a complaint against the police officer. A statement was taken, and they also wanted the witness, and the witness went in and gave her statement, and they did their investigation. I was reliably informed by a police within the department that the guy was charged internally, right? And I guess they have to go before a tribunal or something of that nature. But my mom will be updated tomorrow because they reached out to her to come in tomorrow.
Right.
So I guess all the information will be provided with her.
Let's talk about the witness, right? Because I also spoke to the eyewitness, the young lady, the other female that was at the front, because she was a passenger in the front. She was sitting, she was sitting by closer to the window, and of course there was a passenger sitting right between the driver and your mom, right? So she was there. Um,
Right.
how much impact did her statement make? And what would you think? Do you think that it was important? Because most times when you go into cases like these, the police would tell their case, their side, and oftentimes people will believe the police officers, or internal investigators sometimes would believe the police officers. The judge sometimes probably believe the police officer before they believe the civilian. How important was her statement to the whole case, or her recollection to the whole case?
Yeah, well, I mean, because even after mom gave her statement, and the witnesses, she's working, so she did not have the time. So I guess that's why the investigation was not done or concluded in a more timelier manner, because it took some time before the witness went in. But I think the witness statement was very critical in the conclusion for the internal investigators, because I mean, you need some sort of evidence, because based on what was happening, it was mom word versus the police word, right? So to have a witness, and especially the person in the closest proximity, I think it definitely played an important role.
And based on her recollection, she corroborated everything your mom was saying, right?
Right, right. Yes, she did indicated that after he used the profanities, the mom responded like, "What do you?" She responded in that way.
Right. Right. Okay. So I'm still trying to understand what you and Kim have to do with all of this. I'm still trying to understand
Well,
what
well,
is the problem there.
but to be honest, right? I don't believe that the guy, the individual, knew it was my mom. I think because of the how the story escalated, Later, he found out it was my mom and attributed the reason the story got the attention it did is because of myself.
Right.
Because I don't think if he knew it was my mom, he would have done that, to be honest. I mean, anyone who knows me, they know my mom and they know the relationship I have with my mom and how much I love my mom. And they know definitely I would not sit by idle and all anyone to take advantage of my mom in any way. So I don't think he would have, run that risk.
So you're saying that if he knew it was your mom, he probably would not have done it. So you don't think that he knew it was her, that's why he took it out on her because he have something against you.
I mean, I'm not disputing that he has something against me because after the program, it was a couple days after I got photograph of the individual, and I personally know the individual, and I know he had a personal grievance against me, political wise, and I had to block him from my social media a few years ago. So, I mean, when he see me in the public, he lower his head. He never able to make eye contact with me. So, I mean, he know I'm a no nonsense person. He know I'm a very firm person. So I don't think he would have known it's my mom and really take that chance.
Right, right. Okay, let's talk about the police involvement because when you called me, Joel, and how the whole thing escalated in a way. Joel called me and you were very, 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 very emotional. And I remember speaking to you and say, okay, Joel, we're gonna sort this out. Let's just hear all the facts, let everything play out. And I mean, anybody would be hysterical if anybody at all make any kind of bad move against anybody's mom, especially if you love your mom as well as much as I do and I know as much as you do. So we had
Yeah,
to really calm you down a bit, calm you down a bit. Then we made contact with a senior police officer, and that senior police officer advised you on the next steps to take. So,
right.
what role do you think that the police played? I'm talking about the high brass and the senior police officers in the RGPF.
I must say, I mean, for me over the years, when incidents of those nature happen, the level of support at the top is never really there. And I must say that there was quick action coming from the hierarchies of the RGPF, in which a call was made directly to the police station and to ensure that my mom was not placed in the cell, and that she was, able to make a call. So she was able to call me, but they did made a call and ensure that, and even when I got there are certain things that I was not satisfied or happy with, and I also was able to reach out and the support was there. Also, the next step to take was also they provided all the necessary information as to the next step, and they did promise a proper and thorough investigation in the matter. And once the individual was found in the wrong, the necessary disciplinary action will be taken against him. And so I must say that I was very pleased with the new approach by the leadership of the RGPF, to stamp out that level of abuse of power. Because for my interaction with members of the hierarchy, it seems to be the new approach. It's about fostering a better relationship with the community and really having that sort of partnership to really solve crime and to really bring the police force to a higher standard and to demand more of police officers. So I must say that I am really pleased, that is the direction and the vision of the new leadership of the RGPF.
Right, right, right. Someone said that they believe that they knew he was your mom, and he allegedly had an issue with you and Kim already. Something along those sorts. That's just opinions. Um, Another speculation. I don't know if that was confirmed, but it was said that he brought your mom to the police station, and then he advised his a superior officer at the police station, who then arrested your mom based on the information that he provided.
Right. And that was cited as wrong even at the magistrate level that
What wouldn't the senior police officer known that that was not how, or something was wrong there?
it would be my opinion, because what should have happened since the bus was even there still, I think that they could have took a statement from my mom. there were passengers on the bus, it would have been an easy investigation before they actually arrested her. So the approach by the senior police officer, in my opinion, was wrong because he was a junior police officer to her. You understand? So I thought she would have done the right thing instead of arresting a person without sufficient evidence.
So without he just came and he said, okay, she cursed at me, lock her up.
Yeah,
And
charge her.
they charge her and they just took that hook
Yeah,
string and everything and just put her there.
yeah, definitely, and that is an unlawful arrest, you know. And I mean, this the same conversation we had initially, Junior, in the initial stage of the when this incident happened. As a police officer, you were operating as a bus driver. There was exchange of words between you and a passenger, and then all of a sudden, you became a police officer and arrested a person. That in itself was cited as wrong, you know. So, all of these things came up, and it was very alarming and very concerning for at the court level,
Right.
and even when you interacted with other police officers who followed the story, they were very disappointed, and they felt even the arresting officer at the police station, who's a senior police officer, should have had the competence and the know-how as to how to best approach that, because I mean it was a simple matter.
Okay. All right. So let's go into the actions now that was taken. We know what happened from your mom perspective. We heard what happened from the driver slash police officer's perspective. We heard what happened from the eyewitness perspective, and they all were well. The passenger eyewitness was basically corroborated the same information that we heard from Joel's mom. So the only different story we hearing for was from the police officer. Went to
Right.
court today. Tell me what happened leading up to court date.
Right. Well, leading up to court date, I mean, as I said, the investigation was ongoing, the internal investigation. I mean, we were not provided with any solid conclusion on the matter, but as I said, I got information on what the conclusion were of the findings of the investigation was from a reliable source. Um, it was sad, to be honest, Junior, because as a young man, you never would imagine your mom would have to go to court. My mom had never been to the courthouse before.
That was the first time.
Yes, and to know all your life, you live all your life, you're at that age in your life, and you have to go before a magistrate. I mean, just leading up to that I just could not have actually come to grips with that. And it was really a painful experience for mom. I mean, I know it was really tough for her emotionally. I mean, since that incident happened, every single day every time I'm in the company of my mom, she's reliving that moment. It's traumatized her so much that she cannot stop venting about it, and that undue stress on her, suffering from, hypertension and stuff. It kind of, really, had me a bit frustrated over the situation. But she went to court nonetheless, and the outcome was what I expected. That she was going to be found not guilty on the charges brought before her. But it's unfortunate to know that even the said individual could not have took responsibility for his actions and continue to represent the RGPF poorly. You know, even to the point that it was visible that individuals were shaking their head in total disbelief that this guy is actually a police officer. But
What was the charges? What was the charges?
the charge was obscene language.
It was only one charge?
Yeah, one charge, just one charge.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, obscene language.
So you got into court. Was he represented by an attorney?
No, I didn't. There's just a prosecution.
Just the prosecution. Okay, here, just the prosecution. So you were there. He was
Yeah,
there. Did he get a chance to tell his story again?
he told his story. He's told his side of the story, and
Did
it's the
it
same
match?
story. The same story on the voice note.
Oh, same story. Okay.
Except mentioned in the part that she asked to drop and he didn't drop her, because I guess he realized he implicated himself initially in the voice note that information getting out there, but that information didn't come out.
Right. So he didn't mention that. So he told his story, and then your mom told her story, just like what we
Yeah,
heard. We hear it
he
now.
was he was interrogated by the attorney, the lawyer, and I mean there was you can tell that everyone could have told the guy was being dishonest about everything, and the magistrate saw through it. And I mean, it was just unfortunate that this situation had to have had to have happened, and mom had to be placed in that position. And it's not something you wish for any human being to be subjected to that level. But justice was served in at the court level, and I just want to extend a special thanks to the chief magistrate, Miss Florence Forrester, and also to the attorney at law, who represented Mr. Prime, who represented mom.
Right. Wow. Um. So at the end of the day, what was the final verdict?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. So the case wasn't thrown out.
No, no, it was a trial.
It was a
Here's his
trial.
side, her side, the lawyers asked question, and the judge, the magistrate, the chief magistrate, found mom not guilty, and no, she was asked to leave.
Wow. What was his reaction during that whole proceeding? Did he look over? Did he seem remorseful? What was his?
I mean, Junior, do you know the individual? Do you know the guy?
I see us. Yeah, I saw pictures of him. I don't
Like,
know him
you
personally.
believe that this guy is, even after the incident occurred,
Right.
did he show any form of remorse when he put out that voice note? He did not. And therefore, I guess, the only time most people become remorseful for their action is when they are faced with severe consequences for it. And because you have done something over and over and over and over, and you have just gotten a slap of the wrist, or people have just turned a blind eye to it, you don't feel any sense of remorse until there's strong consequences associated with your actions, and you have to really search within yourself.
Right. So he didn't say sorry or nothing. Nothing like that. Nothing. Nothing remotely close.
Never. I mean, it never even apologized in any way. Even when the incident occurred, just like how he sent out a voice note, he could have sent out an apology. But no.
Wow. So not guilty. Your mom was asked to leave, and that. Now I'm hearing through the grapevine that there are some sort of internal investigation that is going on or has started. What are you hearing from about his fate?
Right. Well, from a reliable source, I was informed that based on their findings, he was found guilty. I don't know on what charges, on what their internal, but I was reliably informed by someone close to not the actual investigating officer, but someone close to it, that he was found guilty based on their findings. And I guess he will have to go before a tribunal and answer the charges.
Wow.
And I guess once he's found guilty there, then whatever disciplinary action will follow. So my mom, I was only reliably informed based on knowing the person. They were able to communicate that to me. But mom will go tomorrow, and I guess whatever information will be provided to her.
Yeah. So what's now? I know your mom is emotionally distressed.
Right.
I
Yeah.
can understand everything that she went through and is going through right now. What's now? What next?
Right. So the next step, once she goes tomorrow, what will follow is we'll be taking legal action, like a civil suit against the state for wrongful arrest, wrongful imprisonment, and kidnapping.
Wow.
So it'll be a joint lawsuit against the Commissioner of Police and the Attorney General.
Hmm. Hmm. Boy. I don't know what to say, boy. I don't know what to say. The guy just made some really bad choices.
But you know, the truth of the fact is, yeah, in engaging many different police officers who they are very much embarrassed by the actions of the guy, and I mean, and not just that action, but many other persons, were able to come forward and share their own experience and what they were subjected to by that individual. And it's only now that this situation have happened that it has gotten the attention. But it's something that he has, as I mean, from your program, and individuals were able to call and express what they would have experienced, and their story did not really go far. They did not get the level of support, and yeah. So that is the reality of what's at stake, and it was just a difficult last couple of months, just reflecting on what would have happened and what my mom was subjected to.
Yeah.
It was really difficult really coming to grips with that.
What's the message you want to send to the world, to the would-be police officers? Because we also must disclaimer this and say there are a lot of good police officers. This is not saying, or this is not a total referendum on all the police officers. I know a lot of police officers who are really cool, who I meet every day, who come to work, they do their job, and they do a good job, right? Kudos to those police officers. What is the message you want to send? You and your mom want to send?
Yeah, I mean, and I want to also put that out there. In recent time, I've seen a different mindset in many police officers, moving away from that level of authority figure to now trying to forge a stronger relationship with the community. uh, Many police officers are really trying to set a higher standard, and because that's why many of them were very disappointed, because they were really trying to rebrand the police force and all the negative stigmas that associated with it, and to really give that sort of confidence to the public that they are here to serve and to make a difference and to make a positive impact in the community. So I'm seeing a shift from a few police officers in that direction. So I really want to commend those police officers. I want to applaud them. I want to recognize them. But we must admit that among the ranks and file, and even within the ordinary, police officers, there's some bad apples, and I would like police officers to understand that, you're not above the law, right? And you're here you have a social contract to serve and protect, and it's nothing about abusing your power and your authority, right? There must be that mutual level of respect. The public respect the police officers. The police officer also respect the public, and to create a greater level of harmony for a safer community, or safer communities, and a better country, and a more stable country. So I would just like to send that message to the police officers over there who continue to do a good job. I applaud you. To those who feel like you need, even if you need to do a training on social intelligence or emotional intelligence, don't be afraid to go to the superior and say, listen, I have anger issues, I have trauma, I'm dealing with personal issues, whatever. And just because the truth of the fact is, Junior, even I was making a suggestion to one of the high ranking members of the RGB that they need to do psychometric assessment when people are coming into the police force, because people have trauma from childhood and a lot of anger and things that they have not personally deal with, and to put that uniform on a person of that nature could be to the detriment of society. And many companies do it before they employ people in many different sectors. I know it's an expensive process, but if you want to have good quality police officers, I think we must be willing to make that sort of investment in that sort of human resource.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, listen, I saw the Prime Minister and also Peter David, Honorable Peter David, made a point about the name, the Royal Grenadier Police Force versus the Royal Grenadier Police Service. And even in my case, I had interaction with a police officer just this week here, and I was just asking him a question, and he was so stern and firm and talking about, "Yo, this is my post," and the way how he came across, like he felt like he was an authoritative figure, so he could brought up his chest and talk to me like if he feel, you know what I mean? When he's there to provide a service. I
Yeah.
mean, there's nothing wrong with talking to people politely. You don't have to feel or raise up your voice and broad up your chest to make your point. Because at the end of the day, you are getting paid by the taxpayers of Grenada. Your job is not to push people around. You know what I mean? You're not a part of the Mongoose gang. You're part of the Royal Grenada Police Service, provide a service, right? And I think a lot of police officers, listen, it's sad that when we have legal issues like this, it's the state that end up having to pay
Taxpayers. Yeah. Yeah.
taxpayers' dollars, right? And I was even telling you there have to be some sort of way that change where police officers now have some kind of insurance that just like malpractice insurance, like
Yeah.
doctors and nurses, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that you get hit in your malpractice insurance and your insurance policy would go up, and that doesn't come back as a burden on the state. I think then and only then they will kind of calm themselves a little bit more. I don't know.
But Junior, there's precedence, right? Because I was talking to an individual, and they were telling me about an incident that happened in Grenada where a police, he worked as a police. He was in his police uniform, but he had actually signed out basically, and he took on a next job as a security, right?
Right.
An establishment where he's also being paid by that establishment. And there was an incident that happened, and a lawsuit was filed against the RGP, if I think about, for 200 and something $1,000. But at the time when the incident happened, he was not in the capacity as a
Oh,
police officer,
right.
and therefore the lawsuit ended up coming against him.
Right. I see.
So I mean, so I don't know the technicality in that regard, but someone was just relating the incident to me
But
today.
I mean, and this is a court of public opinion. I'm also asking folks to call in and give their views on all of this. Um, but here is the difference here. Your mom was arrested uh, by a police officer. If he is a citizen making an arrest, in this particular case, he's a citizen making an arrest, but the arrest was followed through by a police officer in uniform at the police station, right? Or as you were saying earlier, the making an arrest inside the police station. You was giving some facts on that,
Yeah, but that's unlawful. You could make an arrest in the police station. If someone do something, you arrest them and you bring them into the police station,
right?
right?
So you're
And
saying that he was not a police officer on duty at the time,
right, so he brought in a person, it's like you, Junior.
right?
You let's say you make a civilian arrest and you bring me in St. Paul's police station and say this man just caused a bad order on a bus. They arrest him and the officer say, okay, no problem. I arrest you for obscene language. Just think about that. That's amateur
Yeah.
policing, because I mean, you would have to do some. I would have to ask you some questions, Junior. I will ask you to give a statement. I will ask the person to give a statement. I will do my investigation, and based on the findings of the investigation, you make an arrest. But you, it's like you don't ask a question. You just arrested the person and charge him.
So the arresting officer at the time, and that this gets pretty interesting, and I hope some legal minds would jump in on this. Were there any interrogation on the spot to any
No
eyewitness?
interrogation.
None.
No interrogation. Matter of fact, mom was charged. Her bail happened, and she got the charge sheet the next day. And
Right.
even the arrested officer did not even sign it.
The arresting officer didn't sign it.
No.
Okay. Wow.
Because I understand, what I gathered from the when she realized what would have because after I came there and she realized, okay, this situation looked like it's blown up. She had the charge sheet in she hand. I see she folded up. I literally saw that. So maybe that was the signed one.
Oh, interesting. Lacey J, welcome. You just joined. We're following up on the story update on this particular story involving Joel's mom. And the update is, guys, the case was today, and his mom was found not guilty for use of obscene language. Um, and it's interesting because it means then that the police officer would be liable. And the police officer's statement, based on what happened in court today, the police officer's statement was incorrect or false. That's essentially, it was a lie. It was not credible. And the judge returned a not guilty verdict, and his mom was asked to leave. So there might be internal investigation into this. There might be internal whatever tribunal into this. But what about, is there anything external? Is that likely to affect his presence at the RGPF? Do you know how that would affect him as a police officer?
Well, I mean, I guess based on they will do the internal investigation and they may determine it. I don't know what the disciplinary actions. I know one of the disciplinary action they have termination. I know I understand that you could have monies deducted from your pay, whatever they do. You could do desk duties, whatever, I don't know. Whatever their internal investigations, whatever their disciplinary actions are, I don't know. But I think one of the disciplinary action that I know can potentially happen, because it has happened to other police officers before, is dismissal.
Right, right, right. Well, Joel, listen, this is still pretty interesting, and tomorrow most likely we'll post an official update because the information would be shared to his mom tomorrow as to the status of the case with the police officer. And once we have that information, we're going to share it as well. But it is full force ahead. You're saying that you are pursuing legal actions, and nobody could wrong you for that because the stress and pain and agony that your mom went through, it wasn't called for.
Yeah, and
And
it's damages to a person character, I mean, you are arrested in front of an entire bus, entire bus. These are people from the same community that you live, who held you to high standards, who respected you. And I mean, apart from the pain, it's also a damage to one's character and image.
yes, 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 yes. So we're gonna continue to follow that, Joel. Any last word you want to give out there?
I just want to say thank you, I mean, just thanks for the support. The support was overwhelming from people from the diaspora, the UK, Canada, America, people across the region. People in Grenada, everywhere you go, people it was very touched by the incident, and they were very apologetic to know that, that happened to mom. So yeah, I just want to say thank you. And, to people out there, just continue to do your best and be good. And, let's just continue to let peace and happiness and love reign in this world. So that's all I would say.
All right, thank you, Joel, and send out all the best to your mom for me. All right.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right. Thank you so much, Joel. There with an update on the situation involving his mom. And someone asked me the question. They say, sometimes we talk too much. Sometimes we talk too much. And in this particular case, there, uh, by putting out this voice note, again, he didn't send a voice note to us. We got the voice note. I don't know who he sent it to, but someone sent it to us, and it was circulated to social media, right? So they say probably he personed himself, because in the voice note, by his own claim, he said that she asked. Did he say that she asked to drop him? Well, in some case, someone said that, but that was one charge, illegal imprisonment. Then he said that he was on the phone. He called the police station. So you call the police station while you're driving. I mean, any regular civilian do that. You know what happened? You get a ticket, another charge there. So and Alice, I think I put on about 3 different charges that we could have seen that possibly happened there. But I think that at the end of the day, people are going to learn, and I applaud Joel and his mom for going full force ahead, full steam ahead. And we'll see what happens from there, right? We're up on the phone lines here, get your calls, and let me know what you got to say. Let me know what you think about this suit going forward as well. All right? Let's take a quick commercial break with your call. The number that you call 718-701-5720. It's Thursday, and it's the court of public opinion. Take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or visit beacongrenada.com.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, up, up several notches, but the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Again, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of our program, Ridealong Live. For today, hey, big up to Lois JJ, guys. Lois JJ, our senior executive producer. How are you doing today, Lois? Let me tell you, I am in Grenada and she's in the cold. And I'm a sink it in, okay? But I know what Lois JJ like from Grenada. So when I get back, I'll make sure I bring that thing, you know, that corn, that stuff that she like. Got you, girl. Anyway, big up yourself and good evening to Lois JJ. Hey, Gail, how you doing? Kibbs, how you doing? All the ride ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being patient. Because you know I get there all your nerves, but you guys are the best. Okay? Big up all yourself. Also, guys, I got to pick up the ride crew in Grenada, ride excursions and tours. We're talking about if you're looking for a taxi, if you're looking for a taxi service, so pick up at the airport, or if you're looking for a tour, you know, a new ride taxi service, you can get it. Yeah, man, go to the website at www.ride.gd. That's ride.gd, RYDE.gd. And of course, if you're looking for a tuk-tuk tour, so you can get a taxi tour, but of course you can get your tuk-tuk tour as well, you know. Yeah, you can get a tuk-tuk tour. Book your tuk-tuk tour. Book your tuk-tuk tour from Ride. It's Ride Tuk-Tuk Tour. All right, guys, let's jump to the phone lines and see who we got on the line. Let me see. see who we have on the line. Let's see who we have on the line. Caller, you live? Hello?
Good afternoon, Junior.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. Happy Thursday to you.
Happy Thursday to you. How are you doing? What's your thoughts?
First of all, I really want to say congratulations to Joel and his mom for such a triumphant victory.
Yes.
It was well deserved. And what baffled me, Junior, after listening to Joel clearly, he said that you cannot arrest someone inside of police station. You have to do an investigation based on the finding, then you make the arrest, right?
Right.
So how is it possible that this police officer has a job and he doesn't know the requirements of the job? He doesn't know the rights and the wrong pertaining to the job that he does? This further bring embarrassment on the Royal Grenada Police Force because you ask yourself the question, how many police officers are on the street daily intimidating people in a wrong and false manner?
Yeah.
How many civilians are being victims of such? How can he be a police officer knowing that he cannot do such or demand a senior officer to do such? So, based on what Joel said, as I repeat, he is more than in the wrong. And then the senior officer bring down the level of the police force. What is wrong? So you have both junior and senior officers literally abusing the citizens of our country. The Royal Grenada Police Force need to really look into this because for me, that's a disgrace. Junior, that is wrong. How many officers out there doing that towards people and people don't know the rights? Thank God that Miss Jacqueline has a very supportive son to support her, and by him standing by his mom's side, educating us who's listening to your program. I mean, I just got educated on what Joel said. I never knew this before. And Joel and Junior, thank you for such a program like this. This is my contribution.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, caller. We appreciate you
You're
for
welcome.
your contribution. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Yes, absolutely. 718-701-5720. We're taking your call live or on the WhatsApp. I have to apologize, guys, because we still have an issue regarding some people that cannot comment on the platform, right? I see a message from Patricia. I know you're watching and you can't comment. I know my good friend Lydia James, who is watching and you can't comment. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened because, I mean, I know what happened. Initially, what transpired was we were hacked. The page was spammed. And to avoid spammers, we had to put in certain filters or restrictive measures. But since then, these restricted features or measures was pulled back. And still, it's still disabling a lot of our viewers, supporters, subscribers comment. They can't comment. I don't know what happened. We tried to square this off with Facebook. Nothing has happened. So we apologize. It's not us. I am not trying to block anyone from commenting. And if you have a friend that you know unable to comment, please inbox us. We'll try again. I've been on the phone with Lydia James quite a few times trying to figure it out. I pulled back a lot of the filters, all of the filters, and still didn't allow her to comment. But it's not us blocking anyone. All right, it's not us blocking anyone. I'm sorry, but I too, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. It's not. Trust me. I wouldn't block people like that. The only reason why we put in these restrictive measures was as a result of the spamming. We had 2 million scammers, spammers just attacked our website with violent posts. And we just had to implement some certain measures, and that's what happened right now at this point in time. So we apologize. I'm even seeing people messaging me on WhatsApp. Yeah, I'm seeing some people messaging me on WhatsApp. We're gonna address that. We apologize, guys. We're working hard to fix that. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being a part of our program. On behalf of all of our team here at Ride Along Live, our senior executive producer, Lois JJ, we got Gail, we got Kibbs, and everyone here at Team Ride Along Live. We say thank you so much for being a part of our platform. This is your platform. This is where we say everyone have a story to tell. Yeah, everyone has a story to tell. If you want to share your story, guys, we're more than happy to listen and help in whatever way we can. I want to say big up and hi to my good friend Sharonelle Andrew, and you guys know that we've been working to help Miss Andrew, a very good friend of the platform, very good friend of mine. She has a brain tumor, and we set up a GoFundMe page. If you have not yet done so, if you have not yet supported the GoFundMe, please, guys, go ahead and support the GoFundMe. Click on that link and make a donation, even if it's $2, $3, whatever it is you could do. We appreciate it. Tomorrow, she has a pop-up sale. I'm going to post the information on the flyer. If you guys could just go down there and buy something, whatever, candles or any one of our Lux Treasures product. And of course, that would help her in terms of the recovery efforts, because she is going through a lot right now. And even if you could send her a message, emotional support, that's what we're all about. We're a family. We look out for each other. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being a part of our platform. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Ride Along Live. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Ride Along Live worldwide. Feel the beat, feel the vibe. Amazing host leading the ride. Power to the people, we shine. Giving fans what they need. Caribbean spirit, let's succeed. Every show with a good deed. Together we plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong.